Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be doing a tier list on every single character in For Honor. But in this video it's going to be only half of it because I didn't realize how long it was going to take. So, tier list, S being the best, D being terrible, don't use them. And first off, D tier is Centurion. Right, so Centurion he's a very good looking character. I'd say he's one of the best looking characters. But his appearance does not suit how bad he is, because he is not very good. He has very few openers, cannot feint is unblockable. Straight away the unblockable symbol appears. You can't feint it. It's you're following through, and anyone with half a brain cell can parry it. He does have some of the best punishes in the game, I will say that, with like 90 damage punishes, something crazy like that. But to be honest, you don't get them up very often, because it's kind of difficult to get someone to try parry any of your things, because none of them are unblockable. You can do the guard break max punish, but it's nowhere near as good as the parry max punish, because parry max punish is about 90 damage. And he does have very quick heavies. You even get a heavy off a heavy parry, which I'm pretty sure, to be honest, is probably, I think it's one of the best punishes for heavy parry in the game. That's the only good thing about Cent, and that is why he is in D tier. Just not very good. He does have a kick, but once again, not very useful. So yeah. Alright, so next up, Peacekeeper. Peacekeeper, you expected this, like, come on. She's not very good. You can see in the clips in the background, she's not good. Well, not now, but you will see she's not very good. So the only good thing she has is pretty good soft feint, pretty difficult to react to, and fast lights. But her damage, forget about it. You can just forget about dealing any damage. She deals no damage. Her bleed does stack. It's just one good thing, I guess, but that's about it. And yeah, she's just really bad. Her deflect quite often gets interrupted in the middle of doing it, so her deflect is practically useless, and it's pretty bad anyway. It deals 20 damage and I don't know how much bleed, maybe like 15 bleed. It's not amazing. Don't get it very often. And her reflex guard, her health, everything about her is just not good. Her health is horrible. In 2 hits you're dead. She has about 6 bars of health, which is not very much, to be honest, but it's pretty much the only thing. Like, one good thing, I will say this, one really good thing about PK is her zone. Her zone is one of the fastest zones in the game, by far. It is extremely fast, and not many people can react to it. And if you see, I think his name's Pano, he is a very good Peacekeeper. He's a very good Peacekeeper, and he has a nice little pro strat of leaving guard and then just doing the zone. Right, so we're moving to C tier. First one in C is Shinobi. He would have been in about S tier before the complete nerf, but well, he got nerfed, and he got nerfed so hard that I now hate him and never want to use him. So instead of me actually using him, it's my friend Oshin using him, because I hate him so much, and I hate getting clips with him, because he's just strip terrible. So instead I'm just playing against him using Highlander, because he's my main, so why not? So Shinobi should get interrupted from any attack she does. Her kick used to have super armor. It has no armor now. It's completely useless. Her backflip, completely nerfed to the ground actually. So much so that there's no point doing it. It's a complete waste of stamina. She does have pretty fast lights. That is one good thing. And if you get one light, it's guaranteed second light. And light parries, 40 damage. It's okay. It's about the same as Kensei's, which is pretty good actually now that I think about it. But yeah, it's still not very good. She does have one of the best deflects in the game, but it's still not amazing, and it could definitely do work. Her ranged guard break, if you're in a duel, no good time to use it now, especially because there's nothing you can do. Ranged heavies, pretty easy to parry, and you take a lot of damage if they parry it, especially if you're close. like with Scent, you can get about 35 damage if your power is ranged heavy because of like the flying heavy thing. I don't know what it's called. It's like Eagle's Talon. There we go. Remembered it. But it's just she's just completely horrible. As you can see in the video, if you dodge it with Highlander, I can just get a free heavy and 40 damage staggers. You can't do anything about it. She's just not very good. She does have infinite dodges. Can be useful sometimes, but not often. So next up in C tier is Warlord. Warlord, he does not have any openers. That is pretty much the only bad thing about him. He does have pretty good hyper armor attacks, so you can try to trade with your enemy, but it's pretty difficult. I'm not very good with Warlord, and of course I faced Rep 70 Raider, so it did not end well for me, but I tried my best. So that is the main reason I do not like Warlord. He doesn't have any openers. Best opener he has is his headbutt, but straight away you do it, you get a light, and then the combo is over. He only has like two attack chains, and most people can predict the kick or the headbutt, I mean. So it's not entirely useful. He does have a lot of health, which can be very useful. His zone undodgeable, useful. He has some good things going for him, but in other times he's just not very good. Like, no. His lights extremely slow. One good thing about his lights is you can do a heavy instead, and it looks the exact same. So people might go for light parry, and then you get a free heavy, and you'll trade with hyper armor because he has hyper armor in his heavies. And I think he has hyper armor on his second light if the first light was a heavy. His all guard, not entirely useless, but not entirely useful either. You can dodge out of it, so you can dodge into like a headbutt or something, but it's not very good. Next up in C is Naboo. Naboo is, I would say she would be in B tier before the nerf. Well, technically it was a buff, or that's what they're saying at least, but I really don't think it was a buff. It was more of a nerf because you can't counter guard break out of hidden stance, so not very useful. So you can't use it to counter like Conqueror and stuff. As you can see in the video, she does stack her bleed now, which is one good thing, but yeah, she's just not very good. And if you use her like really well, she can be good, but most of the time it's just not very fun. Okay, it's just not very fun. But she is not completely useless, hence the reason she's not in D tier. Because if you get good with her, she can be relatively useful. Her hidden stance, a very good tool. It's the exact same as dodging backwards, which is very powerful. But yeah, and you can do 3 different things from it. You can do a heavy into a kick, which used to be guaranteed, but after the rework was not guaranteed, which is not very fun. But yeah, or you can do a straight up kick, or you can do a light, which is actually the second light in a chain, so it guarantees another light, which is bleed. And then you can dodge out of any of like chain. So if you do like a triple light, then you can dodge into a heavy or something. Her winder, I can't remember what it's called, but her dodge heavy can dodge, but you need to get really good at it before you're able to dodge attacks with it. So that's pretty much it for Naboo. Next up is our Lucia. Our Lucia, you'd expect her to be pretty low. Yeah, she's just not very good. Her all block stance is not amazing. It's not terrible, and it's circumstantial, I'd say. It doesn't. You can't use it often because then they can just guard break you out of it. Her chains, if you learn how they play, then it is pretty good. If the opponent is not amazing at the game, our Lucia is extremely good, but most of the time they do just absolutely just destroy you. So one good thing about her is she just looks amazing, and that is pretty much it for our Lucia, except for she's so easy to punish. If all you need to do is dodge backwards, you can counter your dodging backwards with lights, but it's doing light stacks and you can't dodge backwards fast enough. And if you really try, you can get a good combo and just absolutely destroy anyone you face. But most of the time they'll stop you before you can do that. But yeah, I got very lucky with the Warlord. If you can see in round 4, round 4, I just destroyed him. Very lucky on my behalf, but he was predicting. So if you react and you know how to counter Lucia, she's very bad. If you don't know how to react and punish her, then you can have a bad time against her. That's all I can say. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Lucia. Next character is, we're going into B tier, and it's Valkyrie. So Valkyrie, right, her lights are very easy to parry. Most people say you can react to the shield bash. I cannot react to it to save my entire life. She did get a buff to make it so she, not as many people can punish her sweep, because you can't counter it with guard break anymore. But yeah, she does have a follow-up 400 millisecond light after, if you go to top. But if you know how to counter it, all you need to do is go up. All you need to do is after Valkyrie does anything, put your guard up, and then react to the left and right. And that's all you need to do to counter her 400 millisecond top light. It is very good, to be honest. Her shield bash, very useful. You can just do a normal heavy. If they dodge in the direction of the heavy, they usually get hit. Not all the time. There's sometimes this misses, and I'm pretty sure you get a free guard break if it misses. Her sweep does guarantee 35 damage, which is pretty good, but it's pretty easy to react to and predict. So yeah, it's pretty easy. Valkyrie's not amazing, she's not a terrible character. She does have a full block stance. Not many people use it because it's not very useful. All you get from it is a shield bash, which guarantees a light attack, which is not amazing, but if they do hit you from it, you do get the guaranteed shield bash, which is guaranteed light. Next up is Gladiator. You've probably seen Gladiator in about one of my videos, and that's about it, in one of my deflect montages. And he does have a very good deflect. It's pretty much a buffed version of Berserker's, because Berserker's one is a guard break. Gladiator's one is a skewer, which you can throw people, so it's pretty much the exact same as a guard break. So it's a very good deflect. I'll give him that. It's an extremely good deflect actually, and that is pretty main reason I would put him in A tier. But the only downside is that his reflex guard is just it's the lowest of all assassins. It's not very good. His health is pretty average. I'm gonna say it right now. He has the best out of stamina max punish in the entire game. It's literally impossible to get any better because it does infinite amount of damage. But the only downside is it costs a lot of stamina, so you can only do it for a certain amount of time. But if you had infinite stamina, it would be infinite damage, which is extremely good. All you do is throw them backwards, do a dodge light into skewer, which get them on the wake up, throw them down again, do the rinse and repeat pretty much. And that's the only reason he's not in A tier is because of the reflex guard. So moving on to my preferred character at the moment, Orochi, which I prepared in his honor a little montage. So. Are you seriously edge walking over here? Oh it's taking so long.
Danny, this is a perfectly.
They were no, they were so attacking. I was so tempted to do it.
We're in control.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
We're in control. We're in control. We're in control.
Okay, so that was it for my little montage. Yeah, in his honor, it was very. It's probably the best deflect I've ever done, deflecting Orochi's zone. But back to actually talking about her. She does have extremely fast lights. She did get a buff recently to make him 33 milliseconds faster, which really doesn't make any sense. But I guess I decided to make him 33 milliseconds faster. And the wake up, or being able to dodge and like block after a heavy, has been decreased for Orochi because it was just ridiculous how long it took. And it was just it took way too long. Orochi is in B tier because she does not have any unblockables apart from her deflect, so she has to play very defensively. So I would like to put her in A, but she's just not up there. She's not worth being in A, so I decided to put her in C. I don't know, B, my apologies. Next up, Lucia, which, once again, another character. Wow, look at that, another character that I hate. So I decided, not going into an online game, so I decided to just go into a training match and just practice my deflects with her, because I hate her. So I'm not going to use her. That's pretty much it. She does have extremely fast lights, pretty difficult to parry. Her traps, 100% reactable, so practically useless. The heavy finisher does indeed, like, I don't know, it just kind of like grabs them and you can fling them against the wall. I think it might guarantee a heavy, I'm not entirely sure though. It definitely guarantees a light, that is not 100% certain, but one of you can tell me if it guarantees a heavy or not, because I'm not entirely sure. But she does have an opener, her lights, because they're extremely quick, but yeah, her deflect can be blocked, which I'm pretty sure it's the only deflect in the entire game that can be blocked, which is kind of depressing. And for some reason I couldn't change the direction of which it came out from, so that's a bummer, but it happens, you know. So Lucia, just not very good. She doesn't have amazing openers, and traps reactable. Heavy damage is quite a bit, so light parries are going to be your best friend for her. Next up in B tier, which is the last character on this tier list, well, last character in this video, I'm going to make another video for the A and S tier characters, is JJ, or Yang Yung or something, I don't know, something like that, which, once again, I don't really like, so I just got my friend to help me record some, but I don't really like him. I just find him really clunky, you know, and actually, well, he's very good at deflecting, so of course JJ was not very good at fighting him because he just went for deflects and everything. So his zone is one of the easiest things to deflect, in my opinion. It's even easier than light attack. All you need to do is dodge straight away, see it, get free deflect. It's very easy to do. He does have 500 millisecond lights with pretty much no animation, so that makes him very difficult to react to. And he does have like a hidden stance variant, which only has one option out of it, and that is to do a zone, but it is in the opposite direction. His shin kick is reactable, so it's not amazing, and he's just not an amazing character. He does have the unblockable, which he can feint into his hidden stance kind of thing, and his hidden stance does rapidly regenerate stamina even when you're out of stamina. So it's very useful when both of you and your enemy are out of stamina, and you can just do that, and it's very good. And that's pretty much it for this video. The rest of the tier list will be coming out in the next few days, so just keep in touch for that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, and see ya. Bye.